A woman enters a restaurant. She orders albatross soup. She takes one spoonful. Immediately after tasting it, she leaves the restaurant. Later that evening, she takes her own life. Why? Years earlier, she and her husband were stranded at sea. Her husband told her they were eating albatross soup to survive. In reality, he had secretly served her human flesh after other survivors died. When she tasted real albatross years later, she realized the truth. Daily Digest Lesson. Truth has a way of revealing itself, even years later. Some lies may appear to solve a problem today, but hidden truths often return when we least expect them. Trust is one of the most valuable things we can give another person, and once it is broken, the consequences can last a lifetime. Honesty may be difficult in the moment, but deception often creates wounds that grow deeper with time. A man is found dead in the middle of a desert. There are no footprints around him, no vehicle, no weapon. He is holding half of a broken matchstick. What happened? Several people escaped in a hot air balloon. The balloon became too heavy. They drew matches to decide who had to jump. The Mon drew the shortest match. Daily Digest Lesson. Life sometimes presents us with decisions that have no perfect outcome. We often imagine every problem has a happy ending, but reality can force people into heartbreaking choices. Instead of judging decisions from a distance, remember that we rarely know the full weight someone was carrying. Compassion begins where assumptions end. Every morning, a woman opens her window, looks outside, smiles, then closes it again without saying a word. Why? She is blind. She opens the window to feel the warmth of the morning sun and hear birds singing. Those sounds remind her that another beautiful day has begun. Daily Digest Lesson. Not everything valuable can be seen. In a world that celebrates appearances, it's easy to forget that some of life's greatest gifts are invisible. Peace, hope, love, kindness, faith, and gratitude. Happiness is not always found in what we possess, but in how deeply we appreciate what we still have. Sometimes the richest life belongs to the person who has learned to notice blessings others overlook. A woman receives a beautifully wrapped gift. She opens it. Inside is an empty wooden box. She smiles, thanks the sender, and then begins to cry. Why? Take 30 seconds to think. Years earlier, she'd lost all her family photographs in a fire. The empty box wasn't meant to hold something. It symbolized a promise that together they would create new memories to fill it. She cried because someone finally understood her pain. Daily Digest lesson. The most valuable gifts aren't always expensive. Sometimes the greatest gift is being understood. People rarely remember how much something cost, but they never forget how someone made them feel. A thoughtful act can heal wounds that money never could. Kindness becomes priceless when it reaches someone's heart instead of just their hands. A man answers his phone. He listens for only 5 seconds. He smiles, packs his bags, and leaves the country forever. What did he hear? He had been waiting years for news that his missing brother had finally been found alive. The phone call changed everything. Daily Digest lesson. One phone call can change your entire life. Never lose hope simply because nothing has happened yet. Sometimes the breakthrough you've been praying for arrives when you least expect it. Keep preparing for the future you believe is possible, even while you're still waiting. Hope gives us the strength to keep moving until opportunity finally knocks. Every afternoon, a man enters the library. He never borrows a single book. He sits quietly for 1 hour, then leaves. Why? He cannot read. He comes every day because his late wife loved reading there. Simply sitting in her favorite place makes him feel close to her. Daily Digest lesson. Love doesn't disappear when someone leaves this world. We all carry memories in different ways. Never mock someone's traditions or routines. What looks meaningless to one person may be deeply comforting to another. Sometimes healing isn't about forgetting. It's about remembering with gratitude instead of pain. You are trapped in a room. There are only 3 exits. Door 1 leads to a room filled with fire. Door 2 contains hungry lions that haven't eaten in 3 years. Door 3 leads to a room with poisonous gas. Which door should you choose? Think carefully. Door 2. The lions would have died long ago if they hadn't eaten for 3 years. Daily Digest Lesson. Don't let fear make decisions for you. Many of the obstacles we imagine are far more dangerous in our minds than they are in reality. Before reacting emotionally, pause and examine the facts. Clear thinking often reveals opportunities hidden behind fear. Wisdom begins when we replace panic with logic. A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 die. How many sheep are left?
Nine. All but 9 means 9 survived. Daily Digest Lesson. The right answer isn't always the difficult one. We often overcomplicate problems because we assume every challenge must have a hidden trick. Sometimes success comes from slowing down, listening carefully, and understanding the question before rushing toward an answer. Good thinking starts with good listening.
A famous author was found unconscious inside his private library. His expensive wristwatch had stopped at exactly 8:15. The housekeeper said, "I found him at 9 o'clock." The son said, "I arrived after the ambulance." The gardener said, "The power went out at exactly 8:15. The detective looked at the watch, then laughed. Who is lying? The gardener. The watch wasn't electric. A mechanical watch doesn't stop because the electricity goes out. He invented the story to match the stopped watch. Daily Digest Lesson. People often sound convincing because they speak with confidence, not because they're telling the truth. Confidence and credibility are not the same thing. One of the greatest skills you can develop is critical thinking. Instead of accepting explanations simply because they sound reasonable, ask yourself, does this actually make sense? Question assumptions, verify facts, think independently. The more you train your mind to examine evidence instead of appearances, the better your decisions will become. Heavy snow covered the ground outside a mountain cabin. Inside, a wealthy collector was found unconscious. 3 visitors insisted they had never gone outside. The detective looked through the front window. Fresh footprints led from the cabin, but none returned. One suspect suddenly became nervous. Who is lying? The culprit claimed nobody went outside, but someone clearly left the cabin after the snowfall. The fresh footprints proved it. The only person who knew those footprints existed was the one who made them. Daily Digest lesson: every action leaves a trace, not always in the snow, but in our words, habits, choices, and relationships. Whether we realize it or not, we leave evidence of the kind of person we are every single day. Character is built through consistent actions, not occasional promises. If you want to build trust, focus less on making impressive statements and more on living in a way that quietly confirms them. Integrity is what remains after the footprints of our actions have been examined.